Come on down to the basement. Check it out. I got my first fire of the season going. The old creepy basement. I don't know how well it's going yet. I just got her going. She's going. Not real well, but she's going. Yeah, I just did a whole redo on my stove. I found some original grates for it. So I had to clean out all the ashes, take all the fire brick out, and these metal plates, and the grates that I was using in there, I took them out, and I got the new grates put in. These are the ones that are supposed to be in the stove, and they're a shaker grate. I got to get a handle yet. I don't have a handle. And I found out something else. Right here's like the bottom air draft. I don't think this is the correct ash pan. I'm gonna take the torch and I'm gonna cut me a hole right here because it just doesn't seem to want to get enough air in the bottom. Yeah, I'll show you my stove. It's a add-on wood burner, add-on furnace, or add-on wood burner they call them. And guess where I got it? Yep, out of the junkyard. Paid $90 for it. I had to do a bunch of work, but I got her all fixed up. I built a filter box down here. And there's blowers in here. I just cleaned down here so it's presentable. But yeah, there's a filter in there, twin blowers, and then I got an extra blower. So the big blowers, here, I'll kick them on. There you go. That sucks air from there and up these two pipes here. And then these feed all upstairs in the house. Man, this thing heats this house nice. And the chimney, my dad, he cut the hole in the brick or the block and cemented that in. And a good buddy of mine, he was moving, so I bought his chimney off of him, stainless steel, triple wall. Starts here, goes out to a T and then up, and then I got another T so I can clean it out. But I just swept the whole entire outside chimney and vacuumed all the stuff out. I took these pipes off and just got them cleaned, put back on. I got to buy a new filter yet. That filter's from last season. This is my wood bin. And this up here was a basement window, but we framed it in and put a little short door. This fan is just in here temporary right now because I was sweeping, and I gotta get that's 2 seasons worth of crap from me throwing the wood in. But yeah, my wood's just stacked right outside this door. I just come around, chuck it in. Oh, I'll fill it up to here. Got a nice wood bin, and then it comes right over. Now she's getting warm. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta cut that hole in that ash pan. But yeah, back to the stove. It was Of course, they threw it off a truck, and when they did, they bent these door brackets. Yeah, they're just real thin right there. So the door was ajar and wasn't shutting. So when I got home, you know, I said, oh, it's just them thin brackets. See, the door itself is cast iron, so you can't bend that. So I was being careful, but I wasn't being careful enough, and I pounded on this with a hammer, and I broke the freaking cast iron door, the little tab. So, man, I was bummed, but I ground it out real deep, and I MIG welded it, and it's been holding up now for, well, it got through 2 winters. No signs of it cracking. But luckily, I found a whole new door for it at the junkyard, so I got a spare now in case. Yeah, I put new gaskets. Put new gaskets in the doors, in the bottom door, ash door down there. And the blowers, which you can't see, twin blowers, I took them completely apart, every piece. Took the electric motors apart and just cleaned the bushings and re-oiled, and I even painted the cages and cleaned them, and they come out like new. And them things they're like $200 a piece if you had to buy one. So I saved those. I think I put a different thermostat on it that I found at the junkyard. Everything I find at the junkyard, almost all these pipes I got at the junkyard. I want to do this all in stainless one day, but even this ductwork, these are going to be eventually my cold air returns here, but I haven't got them done yet. But yeah, everything you see I get out of the scrap yard. So I had I painted the stove, I had the shields all off, completely apart. I did put a new gasket back here on this flue. I ordered that, and that was cheap, but it needed the grates. They're like $170 for the correct grates. So I made do with some other ones for a while, and then I just found a set of grates at the junkyard. Probably paid $10 for them. So really, I had like $90 in the stove, and I had like $30 in spray paint. I mean, them cans of stove paint are like $10. I had like 2 or 3 cans. They were like $8 or something like that, but I exaggerate sometimes. But yeah, that's my downstairs wood burner. I did have to buy all this ducking. This is that flexible, insulated flexible. But I made these, I think they're called Y's. Or wait, you've noticed how they're at like an angle. Let's see, this is 8-inch. These are 8-inch. Well, they didn't even sell these, and I wanted to branch off so that I could keep nice big 8 inches running. That one runs all the way over to the kitchen. This one runs up to one room. What splits off? Well, I had like a 6-inch one of these, and I kind of made a pattern. So I made this one myself, and this one myself, so I could Y off. That goes up to my bedroom. This one runs, and I made 3 of them. There's one right here. I made that one. Bathroom. And then this one here runs across and goes to the bedroom, or the living room. So yeah, here's my creepy basement. That's my shower right there, and over here's I've got plenty ductwork. I'm a ductwork hoarder, but now I want to eventually run a lot of my ductwork in this metal, so I've been saving it. And there was a bunch down here, and we took out, there's the old fuel furnace, which I don't have hooked up, but that's all I burn is wood. But I'll show you these, look at these floor joists in this old part of my house. Them suckers are probably 150 years old. This old part of this house is probably mid to I want to say mid 1800s, 1870, something like that, maybe even 1850. But this house was moved to this location and sat on new block foundation. So yeah, we done a bunch of work down here when I moved in, which I've only been here a couple years, so I ain't got everything all cleaned. It was cleaned up. Now I'm trashing it, but yeah, I got my washer and dryer in here, and this is my reverse osmosis system. This one's for parts, and I've got one rigged up over here. That's my drinking water. That's a nice system I got set up. It makes pure water. So yeah, I need to get this side cleaned up, but that's the basement. Yeah, she's starting to warm up. This blower, okay, it's thermostatically controlled. It'll kick on and off as needed. I think that needs to be pulled out. That's in auto mode. Let's see what she's doing. First fire of the season. It looks purple on the camera. Well, tomorrow night, I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna cut me a hole here so this air can get straight through. There's another draft up here too. This stove used to have a thermostat thing with a knob, and they all break, so I made me a little, I got notches so I can set the draft at different, and there's all the way closed up here. Well, yeah, these stoves are $1,200 new, so I got a pretty good deal. Oh, and that outside chimney, I'd had $1,000 in that or more, but my buddy, he hooked me up for like $300. So I only technically have about $400 or $500 in this whole setup, and it would have been probably $2,500 if I'd had to bought it all new. So I think I got a pretty good deal. All right, well, that's my basement tour. Here's my, I don't know why I'm letting them sit down here, but my guitar amp, my bass amp, and there sits my guitar and bass, and part of my drum set. My buddy's got the rest of them. I set them up down here when I first moved in. I thought, man, that's a bad idea, but I need to get my drum set back up somewhere. So, all right, fellas, there's the creepy basement tour. We'll talk to you later. Bye.